chances are you guys probably haven't watched a majority of my videos, and you're coming in and you know that I'm at Kungsors BK, but you don't know the whole process leading up to it.
Ooh, show it off, ooh.
Yo, it's Steven Burstyn coming to the microphone. You already know what it is, and it's day 80. I know that I've gotten a recent explosion of subscribers in the past month or so. I've almost doubled in the amount of subscribers I have, and chances are you guys probably haven't watched a majority of my videos, and you're coming in and you know that I'm at Kungsors BK, but you don't know the whole process leading up to it. And so this video is going to be a little bit different than most of my other videos. I didn't get the chance to do a lot of filming today, so I just wanted to do like a brief recap of my experience in Sweden. So back in February, I think it was around February 15th or 16th, I flew over and came to Sweden. I was staying in Orebro, and I stayed in Orebro for about a month and a half. During that time, within the first 4 days, I had already gotten a professional trial lined up with Orebro Syrianska in the Swedish Division 2 League. Sweden's Division 2 League is the 4th tier of Swedish football, and it is, by Swedish Football Federation standards, not considered a pro league. This was changed in about 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, Allsvenskan, Superettan, Division 1 and Division 2 all were considered professional leagues. About a few years ago, they changed that rule, and now it's only Allsvenskan, Superettan, and Division 1. So Division 2 is technically not considered pro, but there are a number of teams that get dropped, relegated, and are still pro-level teams, and they're just trying to work their way up. And so for me, I consider a pro-level league because most teams have the financial capabilities for you to live fully off of football. And to me, that's a professional level if you're playing against professional level teams and you can financially support yourself. So now getting back to the journey, what happened? So I was trialing with Orebro Syrianska for about 3 weeks. During that time period, the coach really liked me. I played my first professional exhibition game against Asariska FF, which is a Division 2 team, but last year they were in Division 1, but they got relegated, and I had played the last 20 minutes there. During that time, when I was training with Syrianska, I was there training about 3-4 times a week, and I had a good relationship with the coach at Barsam, and we had talked. And so basically after those 3 weeks were up, I had asked him like, hey, are you going to offer me a contract because I have some other opportunities to pursue? So during that time, he had talked to me and he said like, hey, look, our finances are not as stable as they were last year, and the contract we can offer you is X amount of kroner. And when I was looking at it, I just didn't think that it was good enough. And I know some of you guys may be saying like, okay, is that an excuse? Did you actually get a contract offer or something like along those lines? And yeah, it is the truth. I just didn't want to struggle my way through Sweden for the next 6 or 7 months. To simply put, I would have gotten enough money to get an apartment, and I wouldn't have any money to eat food. I wouldn't have any money to go out or do anything, and I actually would have had to take some money out of my own pocket to then even pay for rent on top of the money that they would give me. So to me, Orebro Syrianska, it would have been maybe a good experience to play there, but just given those financial circumstances, and he wanted to play me in a new position that I just didn't think was my proper position, I decided not to go there. So what happened next? I then met an agent in Västerås. That didn't work out. He basically just kind of shit-talked to our faces. He just kind of put me and Steve down, said that we weren't as great of players as we thought we were, and so we're not going to go with an agent who doesn't believe in us. And so we went elsewhere. We then went and we trained with Eskilstuna City, FK, which is a team that we are affiliated with. And we went there and the coach liked us and said we deserved to play at this level, but we ran out of contract spots. So then Steve had already been training with Kungsors BK. at that moment, I said like, hey, you guys are affiliated with Kungsors BK, can you put in a good word for me? And so Eddie, the coach from Eskilstuna City, gave a call to the coach Robert, who's our head coach at Kungsors BK, let him know about us. And then about a week later, I had gone and gotten a trial with Kungsors BK. After about a week of trialing, they knew that I was of that level, that I was capable of playing. I was actually more than capable of playing at the Division 4 level for their team, and so they signed me on the spot. Actually, let me re-roll back. So in between going to Västerås and seeing that agent and trialing with Syrianska, I actually had a trial with Asariska BK, which is a Division 2 side that was relegated from Division 1, trying to move back up into the official professional ranks. And Steve had an amazing session. To be honest, he was the best goalkeeper on the squad, but they had already signed 2 young goalkeepers. One was 19, one was 20. And I had played a decent performance, but they had already a big roster. And so to be a foreigner and they don't have the financial capabilities at the time, to not have the financial capabilities and they already have a filled roster, it was just a dead end. And if you scroll back to one of my videos, I forget what day specifically, but I tried to be homeless for a day, and this is what happened. I was stuck in Gothenburg that night with a miscommunication between my contact, the coach of Asariska, and myself. And so me and Steve were sleeping in McDonald's that day, and it was horrendous. So yeah, I don't even want to think about that time. So in short, in summary, this is how it happened. I came to Sweden in February. I had a professional trial lined up the second I got there. I tried with them for 2-3 weeks. I then turned down the contract because it wasn't enough for me to survive. And in between that time, I got a contract offer from the Philadelphia Fury, a professional level. It's a semi-professional team. It's the 4th tier of American football, US football, soccer pyramid, and I was 2 inches too short, and the coach just didn't want me. But the agent who was in charge of that recruitment, I'm talking with him. I'm not officially signed with him, but we're in good contact, and I think there are good moves coming forward in the future. But so after that, I then went to Asariska BK. That didn't work out. So then I went to Eskilstuna City, and that didn't work out. And so I then went to Kungsors BK, and now it worked out. And everything that you guys have seen in the past month or so is me and my experiences at Kungsors BK. If you guys haven't seen the video around day 50 or something like that, I do a GoPro POV point of view video of me touring the whole campus of Kungsors BK. So I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. I hope for those of you that have just joined the journey recently, get where I've been coming from. Other than that, you already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, smash the like button. This is Steve Burstyn signing out.